One of the highlights in the Los Angeles Angels opening weekend against the Houston Astros. That Astros team is a buzzsaw. Nobody realizes that more than the guy who gets our first clubhouse pass. Angels manager Joe Maddon joins us from Anaheim. Joe, thanks for being with us. Hey, man, congratulations on opening day. 33 years in the Angels organization. I know all of them are special. I know the results you certainly would have liked to have seen maybe a little differently. But opening day and opening weekend is still a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's always something very special. 33, I didn't even realize that, honestly. I know I signed in 1975. I know I was in the minor leagues in 1976. But this definitely feels like home always. Yeah, we did win that series, but I'm here to tell you we're catching up to Houston very quickly. I'm excited about my group a lot, and we're looking forward to playing all the better teams as often as possible.
You're in such a familiar part of the country as Angels manager, back starting season number 3 for this stint. Are you still, is the modus of transportation still the same? The mystery machine, the brown van?
Yes, yeah, I'm hopefully gonna get it back tomorrow. I had to get the seats redone in the front. So we're going to have avocado green with this really tasty-looking orange in kind of a pleather leather thing. So I'm going to hopefully get that back tomorrow. Or it's been the Chevelle, 72 Chevelle top down. Today it was the Hellcat. So I really enjoyed the ride on the 22.
All good. We have to ask you about Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. That's the 1-2 in your lineup. They're 1-2 in terms of MVP favorites in the American League. At the outside, people would think what a pleasure it is to just write their names down every day. Is there conversation that you have with each of them about usage, about where they're hitting, or are those guys just plug and play for you all the time?
They're pretty plug and play, although I do check with Shohei based on the fact that he pitches 2. I want to make certain that he feels comfortable hitting the next day. So we do that. With Mikey, it's pretty much, we talk all the time. The thing about those two guys, as well as my entire group here, I really enjoy the conversation a lot. I got a lot of mature young players here that I'm able to get into them a little bit. They could get back at me a bit. I really like that a lot. Although, like you're just suggesting, Shohei and Michael, they kind of set the tone for the entire situation.
Part of what we do on this show, Joe, is we try to give fans a little insight into the pregame prep for players and coaches. I know you're very active in the coaches' room. You've put together a great staff once again this year. I'll hit you with a terrible question. What was the pregame spread, and what did Joe Maddon eat before putting on his uniform today?
Really? That's, well, I'm a light lunch guy. I don't like heavy lunches. I've been doing the third base hoagie. We've replicated the third base hoagie from my cousin David's place back in Pennsylvania. However, today it was the tuna with the Cento, C-E-N-T-O or Cento, red peppers, relish kind of for hoagie spread. Just spun on top of the straight up tuna with a nice piece of bread. That is one of the more perfect ways to start your day at the ballpark.
Oh, we absolutely need a photo of that. Let me ask you a serious food question, though, because in sports, everybody is so transient in this industry. And if you have success in a market, as you certainly have in places like Tampa and Chicago, if a restaurant follows and then you move on to the next stop, what happens to the restaurant?
Well, the one in Tampa Bay, in Tampa, is still there, Ava, run by my good friend Michael Stewart. We have 3 or 4 co-owners with the place. It's doing great. It's we call it Inspirato Italiano, inspired Italian food. We start everything with the starter dough on a daily basis with sourdough bread. That's also utilized for our pizzas. Even right down to homemade pasta every morning in the back room, and I've watched the dude make that. It's outstanding. We also have an excellent steak. It's all over the map, but the Italian is really wonderful. The place in Chicago is no longer there. It was outstanding. Maddon's Post right at Wrigley. Pandemic had something to do with that. That's unfortunate because I thought that build and that food there was as good as it gets. So we're down to 1, and that's Ava. When you're in Tampa, it's on Howard. Check it with my buddy Michael. I promise you'll have a great moment that night.
Let's hit you in the short time we have left on this series you've got with the Marlins that starts today. It's a quick one. It's 2 games. It's an opponent that you're not going to see again. How does the prep, how does the intel change for this series as compared to, say, the Astros, who you see all season long?
Yeah, exactly. The teams that we see all season long, plus we've seen a bunch of the Astros in the past, and they're very similar going into this past series. So there's a lot of the same. A team like Miami, that's kind of more of an outlier. You dig in a little bit more deeply. You got to just even regardless of what I'm told or read, I really like to be able to see like their pitcher tonight, Hernandez, in person. Luzardo I've seen in the past a little bit, but again, there's a lot of unknowns there. I know they like to run. They like to hit and run. They like to try to steal bases. They're one of the more movement teams in baseball right now, and I kind of dig that style too. But they got great arms. We know that. They got speed on the team, both offensively and defensively, but it presents a little bit more challenge in regards to prepping for a team you don't see as often.
Hey, I want to ask you about one of the changes for the year that I think the Angels have taken such great advantage of, and this actually has started to happen the past few years. The fact that you can now have more coaches than ever, it seems, in uniform during a game. You've got multiple bench coaches. Right. Each team has more than one pitching coach. That's a lot of manpower and a lot of additional brain power to lend to the cause.
Yeah, it's we have, like you suggested, we have a great staff, but at the end of the day, it always comes down to good players. It's a players' game. The players win and lose these games. We have to be there to support them and possibly or hopefully supply a nice nugget for them to take into the game. But at the end of the day, better players playing better baseball on a nightly basis win.
Too hot to play golf this week, I know, when it was 103 in Anaheim. But we have this photo that we want to have you comment on, and I'm just trying to segue and transition to this. When you play golf with Alice Cooper, how many times do you drop nice putt Alice on him?
I tried. I stayed away from it completely. You know, I've asked about it in advance. He hears it all the time. What a good guy, and he's got a great golf swing. Good fella. Hope to get together with him again. That was during our event for the Respect 90 Foundation at Talking Stick in Arizona. Good dude. He's really into it and a lot of fun.
Joe, we appreciate the visit. We appreciate your time on a game day. You can go to the respect90foundation.org website for more information on what they do. And AVA, we showed everybody what AVA is all about in Tampa, St. Pete. We appreciate the visit, man. Go get them against the Marlins this week.
All right, brother. Thanks for having us on. See you later.
Joe Maddon joining us on our inaugural episode of The Spread.